yeah, we make that adjustment as recommended.
Second.
Second by Jeff.
Is the service currently at Pittston Randolph and it's being?
No, it's not.
No,
Pittston
it's
Randolph
not.
has going to remain, well, the two positions there, math and literacy, will remain. The
Okay.
positions will remain. There's no change. The goal is to elevate the literacy role in the future when we
Okay.
can find a way to pay for that.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Following the rules. So that's the challenge, the navigational challenge around that. But they're not losing anything.
Okay.
They're maintaining and quality services.
Just so you all are aware, as we were working through this on Tuesday, the concern was raised of, Pittston Randolph not having a teacher and only having ed techs. And when Angela was great, she's more of a math person than I am, but when we sort of reallocated those monies and
Sorry
tried to
about that,
see what
guys.
could be provided where, right now there's a 12,000. It's like
Yeah,
pretty
my
much flat, but
dog
there is a $12,000
keeps laying on the extension cord and pulling
in
it
what
on
was
the freaking
proposed.
wall.
But when we added a teacher
I gotta screw in a
into
clamp.
Pittston Randolph, it became
All right,
a
let's see what's going on at the other
$79,000.
place. All right, shut up, guys.
And they give off oxygen. The trees grow very healthy with that process, and the carbon goes into the ground. So we're serving a purpose in our urban community to take the CO2 out of the environment.
Oh, geez, we are
Then
so
it
arrogant to
also
believe that we're going to be able to
shades.
change the
It
temperature of
provides
the
habitat
planet.
for wildlife and birds.
Oh, my
and,
God.
What we are planting is a basswood, which is a linwood tree, which has large leaves. They're heart-shaped.
They're arborationists.
It's a hardy tree, long-lasting, and it will grow in a pyramid shape, smaller at the top, full and round, and flatter at the bottom.
Fascinating
It
campaign.
blossoms in June, and of course, that's an opportunity for our pollinators. So we have a multi-purpose
Lord.
plan going on. But we also want to memorialize our members who have passed, and one recently is Heidi Monroe. And Heidi was a member since 1996 and president in 2006, and had been a member for a long time in good standing with our club. She was an attendee at the Lithgow Library.
This is
belonged to a
fascinating,
book
isn't
club,
it, guys?
Was very involved with the senior program at the at
Jeez.
UMA. And so we feel that and
God,
she
grind
lived
my
not very
teeth.
far
And her
away from the
position has been
library on
eliminated?
Melville Street.
That position is reclassified
Reclassified to an ed tech two.
in a 2K program.
Yeah, this is more interesting. I mean, especially if you're into. Oh, sorry about that. I got to turn off the fake me.
It gets confusing.
Real me
I'm not
back up
trying to
here.
make it confusing. That we did record the video. You're welcome to watch.
I know
the
you were
hour
fooled,
of
weren't you,
it.
by fake me? Just thought I was
But
doing a
if you have
staring
questions,
contest.
Write me and I'll share anything I can. Because there's a lot of rules, a lot of details.
Particularly with the title funding.
Particularly with the title funding.
Yeah, that is
We're
noisy.
just trying to do right by the kids and staff, and, if we had a little more dollars, it would be a little easier, but we're trying to do our very best.
So in the upper panel, you're just missing the.
It all goes to
Holden
staffing
Arboretum
and
Club.
salaries, and that we're required to spend 1% of our total allocation in Title I on family engagement
Gardening
activities.
club.
So that 1% is pulled out, monitored on
Which is
how it's spent.
important.
It's a mandate, and then everything else goes to salaries and benefits under Title I. to provide
The cat
intervention for
lost.
students who are struggling in math and literacy.
Oh man, I was
remember
so
correctly
mad when I got
the
unplugged again.
staff that you hired came in significantly below what was budgeted.
I've been
which is a
writing
possibility.
letters and
And
stuff
there was
all day to
enough
these
left
people,
over that
these
perhaps
school boards and stuff like that. I'm exhausted. I took a nap and she's like, "You got to get up and stream," and I'm like, "Oh no." Just wasn't really feeling it.
So that's a
We're having a rough
possibility.
night.
We will monitor the funds and the hiring process, and if available funds are there.
Every one of these school districts had a nut crunch of a budget season. Man, everybody had a tough time. Oh,
We have a
okay.
motion
All
by
right. What's
Tony
going
and a
on my
second by
mic
Chuck.
stand over there?
All those in favor?
Yeah, yeah.
Confused, thank you.
Hey, oh. No, you make so much noise over there.
See,
Stop
Finance
touching it.
Committee, everything is attached. It's just been those 3 meetings were budget, budget, budget. And rather than even try to encapsulate it, I would encourage you to
Oh,
watch.
yeah,
the
I
meetings.
know. They just sit
And then
there
we
and
just-
we're going to engineer the world. We're going to engineer people. Oh,
Policy
Stephanie
committee.
Sinkowitz, what's she saying?
Yeah, so we met on
around
April 2nd.
our
right
city and
before
our greater
last,
Augusta area to make
board
it
meeting.
beautiful, make it comfortable,
We do
and
have,
make it
let's see,
sustainable
two
for a
job
long time
descriptions
for
for first
everybody in this
reading,
area.
two
I
policies
appreciate
for
your work.
first reading, and then,
Thank you. Thank you for
um,
mentioning that. You're referring to the triangle garden that we do on the Rotary Circle. Yes, that's in our plans this year as well.
When
And
Stephanie
since this is
Sinkowitz
the 250th
farts, it smells
anniversary of
like
our country,
cookies.
We're doing it in red, white, and blue.
That'll be beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks.
See?
Thank you.
Pappy, beautiful.
There's
Thank
Councilor Lynn.
you. Oh, God. You're so
Karen.
precious.
Hi.
Hi.
So
Yes,
if anybody's
Sinkowitz
interested in
makes me
joining the
nauseous.
Kennebec Valley Garden Club, who would they contact or how would they go about it?
Ooh, they can contact any one of us.
The reason she does is
I'd
because
be
she's a
happy
slick
to,
operator.
Give
She's
anybody
total
any
wokester.
information, but we also have
Peddling this
a,
Marxist bullcrap.
I think we have a
And she's knitting
Facebook?
in the school board meeting.
No.
She's so sweet.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
See,
she cares
I've
about
been
the
in it for 20 years
kiddos.
and she knows more than I do. But yes, we have literature available.
And all the while, she's peddling
and
the
I'd
grift,
be happy to talk to
the
anybody.
non-harm, the harm
Anyone is
reduction
welcome. We love
policies.
having more. We have very
all that other
active club
garbage.
right now, and we're delighted about that. We meet at the Viles Mansion. Elsie Viles was a member for a long, long time, and she made
You've
it
heard of harm
available to
reduction,
us to
ain't
have
you?
our meetings there in our foundation arrangements. So we're very,
That's
very
where they
happy
give out
about
all
that.
the
We're very
needles
fortunate.
and the Narcan
But yes,
and the
thank you.
Suboxone while creating all these addicts.
Well,
and
Karen,
then
I
when they
just
go
wanna,
needle,
acknowledge
then they
before you
need
step
fresh
down,
needles.
your
And then when they
prior
OD,
service
we
as
need
a
to
city
pump them up with
councilor
Narcan.
here in Augusta, so
And
welcome
someone needs
back
to
the
profit off of all that, right?
Thank
Clearly.
you very much. It was a great pleasure to serve this community, and I thank you all
That's
for doing
what
that as well.
and Stephanie Sinkowitz is
Thank you.
all
Thank
part of
you.
that nasty mess.
Don't forget Plan B.
Is there any other,
Oh yeah, Plan B for public outlay available for anyone to grab right out of a box, out of an access center. Just great.
Any other public comment on order 2606?
I don't see Stephanie there, is she? Is the embattled councilwoman there?
All right, moving on next to old business orders and resolves. Next is 26060, which is the second reading of the city's appropriation resolve, and this is reflects the amendments of April 30, 2026. Madam Clerk.
26-060.
I'm so glad you guys are
Mayor
here.
and
It's
Council,
more fun
as
than
amended on April
better than
30,
sitting and watch it alone.
2026. Be it resolved
somebody
that
watch
there
it
is
with
hereby
us. Watch
appropriated
party.
for the support of the departments of the city of Augusta for payment of county taxes for the bonded indebtedness of the city and for all other debts incurred by the city for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2026 and ending June 30, 2027, the sum of $91,791,276, of which a summary appears.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilor Lynn?
move to waive further reading of item 26060 with consent.
I gotta go get a
Sorry,
copy.
Jack.
Hold on.
All right, the motion is adopted by unanimous consent. If you happen to have picked up an agenda on your way and you notice that the resolve itself is about 3 pages long, so we're sparing the clerk from going through the whole thing. Before we take public comment on this, I want to make note of a couple of things. The appropriation resolve that you see in your agenda for tonight is accurate in all respects. There was an amendment that was passed at the first reading a week ago, which set the tax rate, the tax increase at 5%. When the manager was reciting numbers at that meeting and reciting or giving us the impact of the 5% figure, he there were some incorrect figures that he recited, never made it into anything that was published. But those incorrect figures were picked up after discussions between the manager and the school department. So I want to just say on the record where those 3 changes are. So if anybody was paying attention or wrote down numbers from last week, so they won't wonder why they're different. The bottom line is nothing changed. The bottom line figures are the
All right,
same.
finally getting to something
There
that's a
were just
little
some
interesting, the budget.
calculations that led to
In
some
public
different
comment.
numbers. So
That's always
in
interesting.
the second, be it further resolved paragraph,
On making that final
last
LEA
week, the figure
decision.
that the city
We're
manager
required to
used
have an
was
administrator, a special educator.
$35,202,552. And you have your correct number of 35.
Yeah, trying to overlap the sound at all is insane.
Have an IEP meeting and meet legal deadlines.
Right.
Reschedule.
I hate
really
uptalkers.
challenging.
They always
It's
talk like
oftentimes
this
pretty close to our meeting
because they
deadlines.
really don't
So
know
if
what they're
administrators out,
saying.
Sometimes in the past.
So they
some
always do like
administrators have
this.
And other times we've had to reschedule. And this allows us.
And
to
once you
do that.
hear it, you can never stop
I think
hearing
that
it.
the public
You hear
should
it all the
understand
time.
that, you know, there is a certain process. One part of the process that I know is once a student has been identified as potentially needing help, your department only has 45 days to sort of start that process. And so it really does matter. But I guess one of the things that I did not know is that we have 3 inclusion specialists. I guess my question is, are they all at the same pay level as this job description has been advertised?
How much inclusion do you
And
need? And what the hell is
do
one?
we have 2 other inclusion specialists that have been working in this role?
I thought the inclusion
or
specialist
are we
was the
hiring
one
for
that
all 3? I guess I'm not
keeps
clear
the
on that.
troubled kids and gets them back into school.
Are hiring one,
How many of them do we
and
need?
this person will be, hang on, I want to make sure that this is our elementary. Well, the job description is the same for all 3 of them.
Okay.
We are hiring an elementary inclusion specialist only. That's the one that we need to fill at this time. Was the other part of the question?
Salary.
Oh, and that is based on the teacher's salary scale.
Right.
So it depends on the years of experience and the degree of education.
So because we've already identified somebody to fill that role, we are basing the salary on their current experience in the district and the salary scale set by state law.
All right,
is that
we
fair
got
to
public
say?
comment. Hang on.
Oh,
now.
sorry. Can I?
The salary scale is,
Oops. Do this.
Suggest that the charter be changed to do this on a regular basis, perhaps every 5 to 7 years. This would improve the accuracy of the tax basis's market value in the span of a relevant economy. The economy of 2006 is much different than in 2026. Smaller increases over time is much easier to bear than the one that is coming. I'd also like to question the impacts that having so many large developments sheltered in TIF districts we hear so much about. It's clear to me that the logical choice would be to get the full tax value from the development rather than waiting decades for it. A lot of these projects do create jobs, but most of them are entry level and pay low wages. They also usually immediately compete with other smaller local businesses. By having so many low-wage jobs being put into the city, I think this is reflected in the percentage of citizens the United Way would classify as Alice. Yes, TIFs are a sweet attraction to projects, but please stop handing them out like candy. Lastly, it's been fantastic to see so many
I hate
students
the
stand up for
swallowing
their
and
rights and give you a lecture on what they need to succeed.
Noise.
I was once one of
That's
those
so annoying.
kids. I started my civic engagement at that age, serving as the student representative on the school board the year that it was decided to close Hodgkins. That was another hard year of tough budget cuts, and they haven't stopped since. But how much cutting is worth the lives of our future citizens? My life would not be where it is had I not been for what I learned in the Augusta School Department and the things I was able to experience there. Augusta is my home. I love having my business here, and I hope to own a home here someday. But I need better. I want my tax dollars to be well spent. This process has been a bad sales pitch for the city. If the schools are bad and underfunded, our roads not paved, no public transportation, and a growing unhoused crisis with no clear answers, who will want to buy the houses if people sell them because they can't afford them? And how does this stimulate an economic growth that we so need? The pitch has been a death spiral. Thank you.
Thank you.
He look like a hippie.
Who'd like to be next?
He's a hippie. He's a liberal. He looked like a liberal, sounded like a liberal.
I'm Gabrielle Barabee Pierce. I am a parent, a homeowner, a taxpayer, an attorney, and a very, very disappointed person this evening living in Augusta. I left this room last week heartbroken for an entire generation of children that this city has given up on.
Oh, God.
Last week, I heard this council lament the developmental and educational delays caused by the COVID-19 global pandemic. I heard last week that we've tried to help those children whose lives were disrupted by the pandemic. It just didn't work, so we're going to stop trying now. We're going to cut funding for their schools, eliminate their
Is her name
recreational
Karen?
programs,
Pretty
slash
sure
their
it's
library
Karen.
services. The municipal government version of telling these kids, my children, to rub some dirt in it and walk it off. What a deeply disappointing message to send to an entire generation that went through something none
Tisk
of
on
you
you.
did in your youth. A global pandemic that upended our global economy, shredded our social fabric, and as we heard tonight, even disrupted the Garden Club's Memorial Tree program. My children live in a world very different from the one that I grew up in. It's scarier, it's meaner,
Ron said
and
hi.
it's much more selfish.
She's not
than the
plugged in.
world
Her
I grew
mic's
up
not
in
plugged in.
the 1980s and 90s. When I was in elementary school, we took several parent chaperone field trips every year. My children, who are in second and fourth grade, have never been on a field trip. In middle school, I learned to play the cello through our school orchestra. You've just eviscerated their school music program.
How much help did
In
it
high
do
school,
you?
I
Do
took
you
4
live
years
as a
of French
cellist?
and 4 years of Latin, both of which have come in pretty handy
Have
as
they?
a practicing attorney in the state of Maine. My children will not have Latin
You
when
can
they
learn
get to
law
20
without
because
Latin,
the
man.
programs you cut will not
All you need to do
bounce
is
back.
learn the Latin in the law.
I've heard other parents of means say, my kids will be fine because I will pay to continue their enrichment, but I'm worried about their classmates. I'm here tonight to tell you that no, none of our kids will be all right in a city who has clearly voted.
Well,
to eliminate their
shame,
future.
shame has been delivered.
That's what you're doing tonight. Thank you.
The shame hath been delivereth. This shit is entertaining as hell.
Please.
If I would have had money, I was going to go down there, rip on a new one. I don't know if Courtney's there, though. I know Stinkowitz is.
Good morning.
Good
My
morning.
name is Micah, and I'm an 8th grade student at Coney Middle School. First of all, I'd like to thank you
Let's
for taking
weaponize
the
the
time to listen
kitties.
to everyone here. I can't imagine how hard it is to make such an impactful decision.
Weaponized
I
children.
wrote this speech to say online, so if there are any continuity issues, that's why. Many of our parks might be losing the people who clean them. The budget for Lithgow Library might be cut, and we will not be able to swim in the lakes anymore if they cannot pay for the cleaning. On top of this, our school board is cutting the music department, a language, or even 2, and kids will have to pay $100 just to play a sport. My aunt, who works in special education, is losing her job at the end of the year. While the school board questions why our school needs 3 principals, just a few weeks ago there were at least 2 fights in one day, one of which I witnessed. Kids have to stand in line to receive suspensions,
Why are we having so
and I
many
want to take
fights?
away the only adults who have the patience to teach us. Many more teachers could and are losing their
We just
jobs
keep
and
throwing
getting
more
paid less
people
than
at
they
stuff,
already were,
right?
which is not a livable
It's
wage.
insane.
They're cutting our mental health programs too, to improve our learning. But
Oh,
every
she's wearing a
student knows
dog
that
collar.
that will only make it worse.
Shit,
These
she's wearing a
programs, the
collar with a
counselors, the
D-ring,
social
dude.
workers, and everyone else who cares have saved kids' lives and will continue to. If we lose them, I'm worried not
She's
only will
wearing a
test scores
frickin'
drop,
dog
but also
collar.
the lives of other children.
Holy
Soon enough,
shit.
you're all going to give the final say in what our budget will be. If we refuse to pay for
Oh
schools,
my
parks,
God.
libraries, etc.,
And a set
I'm
of
scared for what will
headphones,
happen
because
for
you
the
always
younger
need one
generation.
hanging around your
I have 4
head,
younger cousins,
so you
2
can
of which
tune
live
out.
here in Maine with me, and a lot of my closest friends and family live in Augusta. Cutting the budget changes our entire lives in education, not just a
frickin'
small
dog
part of our
collar.
day. The quality of
The
education
D-ring.
we get sets the road for our entire lives. Everyone in office has the power to make sure we can survive. As a student who has to deal with any more
my
than a
God.
teenager or child should,
It's
I have to ask you
embarrassing.
all to make the right decision that helps us. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Embarrassing. Embarrassing.
Would anybody else like to testify?
Dog collar.
Yes, in the back.
Good evening. My name is Emily Mullen. I am a resident here in Augusta. We moved into our house here actually 15 years ago today. My husband is on the Library Trustees Board. I'm on the Friends of Lithgow Library Board, and I have an 8-year-old who attends Lincoln Elementary.
God,
She's in
I couldn't
second
imagine
grade.
sitting down across the table and
So
having
I'm here
like
tonight
lunch with
because it's
any of
very
these
troubling
people
to see the
at
direction the
all.
city is going with the budget talks. I watched the meeting last week online, and there was a mention of Chateau Cushnock residents by a counselor as an example of people who can't afford a property tax increase at this time. I felt that that claim was misleading, as these constituents live in federally subsidized rental housing. They pay 30% of their household adjusted gross income for rent, and property taxes do not impact those people. The proposed cuts to the Lithgow Library budget will impact them, however, which I'll get to in a minute. There was a quote by Councillor Lind in the Kennebec Journal on April 29th, where he said, $10, $20, $30 matters to families. It really does. I'm worried about the impact long term. And yet, by approving this budget, you're saying it's okay to charge student athletes' families $100 to participate in athletics. It's okay to take away Augusta rec programs that make activities accessible to children.
All right, we need a break. Oh, Lord. Sometimes you just got to have a break.
Superintendent, this year, I've never
Let's
had a
listen to some
request
whiny
due
hags
to
over in Gardiner.
overcrowding. Yeah. I would welcome administrators if you've had that experience. There's not an example on my radar at all. And ideally, we will. that
There's
will
only
not
so
even
much
need to
lecturing
to
from
come
a
into
woke
play
white
at
woman
all.
I
And
can get,
just
listen to.
think,
Before I got to
based on the conversations that we've had over the last couple
tune
of
the hell out.
months,
Right?
some sort of way to help solve
Hold on
a
a second, I'll
problem,
be right
if that
back.
becomes a problem, would be wise.
So it's a limited open enrollment. If there were 3 children and there was room in one school for all 3, could they all 3 go together to that school?
Certainly, that could be part of the,
Could that be part of the
that could be
conversation?
part of the conversation, yeah.
But we leave it to your discretion, correct?
Yes.
Based on the way it's
Yep.
working.
Yep.
And I think it's good to prepare for, kind of all these eventualities. This one hasn't happened, but because of where we're at with enrollment and class sizes, kind of is a case for a consolidated elementary school, because
Absolutely.
then we wouldn't have to worry about it. It would just be there. But we are running into some of those.
Did you know Becky
some of those
Pless?
Potential, like our
That
class
hag
sizes
just
might
was the
go over
national,
capacity
voted in
depending
as
on where people are moving.
national
Families, obviously, with
school board
being in
grand
the community
poobah.
they want, being in the school
National.
that they want to be in.
Unbelievable.
We did talk
What
about,
a hag.
as far as it goes, and thanks for catching this. I didn't mean
Unethical.
to gloss over this at all.
Oh, my
so I
God.
appreciate your detail on it. And I had a note that we did talk about the potential impact year over year. If
This
they do
lady
make the
right
transfer
here.
1 year, but then do they go back to the original school?
When they
if
voted in
there's
the
room, or do they
school-based-
stay with
When
where
they
they've
voted
been
in the
paid for
school-based
and
health
maybe
clinic, she came in while her
teachers
husband was having a
in
damned heart
that new
attack.
school.
Came in
So
for the
there's some
vote anyway.
complexity to that, especially
had
if it's a,
Tony beat chair of the meeting.
a class size issue 1 year in one town and then it levels out the next, so.
Yeah, yeah. And I think you make that decision on a case-by-case basis in collaboration with the family. You need to have that conversation to understand the dynamics. And I know the numbers and I know where we have space, but I don't know the student necessarily, and I don't know the circumstances for the family. So we certainly I always want to be mindful of
Yeah, mindful.
meaningful
Mindfulness
conversation,
is important.
thoughtful
They're so
decision-making,
mindful over there in
and
Gardiner.
making sure that families understand the
Yeah,
rationale
shut
behind.
up. All right, let's go. Let's go over here.
Proposed cuts to both the school and library budgets send an extremely disheartening
she's
message to
still
working families
droning
and really
on.
everyone in our city. Their quality of life is less meaningful than saving a nominal amount in property taxes. Part of living in a society and a community
Like,
is
has
hoping
a
for things
stick
to
of
be better
makeup,
for
a
the
piece of
generations
makeup
that come
touched her
after you,
face in probably
not
10
leaving them to
years or like
struggle with the
ever?
bare minimum.
I don't think
I
she
want
went to the
best for our
prom,
community,
dude.
and I'm willing to pay my fair share as a resident
She
to make
sat in the
that happen.
library.
Please do the right
on
thing and
prom.
protect our resources by not approving
Right.
the budget as it stands now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everything is so messed up. It's true, Mama. It's what you just wrote. It's true. Everything is goofed up. Up is down. So much fraud. And Satan masquerading as the angel of light. Oh, access to recovery.
Good evening, members of the City Council. My name is Miriam Kamar, a seventh
Shit.
grade student from Coney, and I'm here to voice my and a close friend's concern yet again on the budget cuts. Currently,
I
many
don't
students,
care
including
about
myself, seem to be asking
you.
the same questions. Why must you take from our education? Social workers are critical to a student's education.
Oh, are they?
For various reasons that even the council members should know. And cutting them off will make things harder for them and us. Miss Moore teaches a dead language, and cutting this off will make the only opportunity that students have on Latin gone. And Miss Carr teaches middle school band and helps students
This
enjoy
religion
music,
is not
including myself.
compatible with our.
These things
I
being
can't
cut
stand
make a
seeing
school
these
not a
people in
happy place
hijabs. I
for
can't
both students
stand
and
it.
staff. And just the idea of cutting computers is insane. And how must a student complete tests, do
Like,
work,
why
see
am
their
I being
grade?
lectured?
A school in this era cannot function without computers in a world where technology is a part of everything.
First of all, by a
Teachers,
child,
not
isn't
just
even
from Coney,
18
are
yet.
losing our jobs,
But we got to listen
and
to
that
her.
is cutting a
Does she
person's
pay
life.
taxes?
They
No.
cared for us and stood up for
But
us.
does she
and
get
now
to
we stand
stand up
for
and
them.
say everything?
Cutting these things will not make us a better school. It can and will harm a student's day-to-day education.
She's a Coney High
Our
student.
future
She just
is in
introduced
the
herself.
school's hand, and it matters. These cuts can make a student not want to come to school. After-school activities such as sports are being made for money.
Students
Clubs like jazz band or
should
art club,
not
and these are some of
speak
the only things that students
unless you're a
even come for.
taxpayer.
Let us understand
You know,
that
women,
students
remember
had
the
to be
women's
sat in front of the screen
suffragettes
to learn, and yet that
and
wasn't
the
proper
non-suffragettes?
education.
Women
And just
didn't
a
want to
few years
vote.
later, when we
So
were finally able to
you had to be a
recover
property
and
owner,
learn properly,
stakeholder
you cut
to
that
vote.
will, yet
What?
all-
Children do not pay
you cut
taxes.
that,
They are
and that will
arguably not
affect us.
stakeholders. True or false?
We as children and students
You know
should
I
not
am
have
right.
to worry about this,
Je
but we are,
papa.
and that is how bad it has gotten.
Set your feelings.
Please reconsider your options. School can never function again at all. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Go home. I'm more upset that it's just the children getting up there and being weaponized by the, and then the staff are in control of all the students. They're all brainwashed.
I just wanted to say that
I can't live without my teacher and social
I've been
worker.
here for the school, still in support of supporting the original school budget.
Look at this
but I'd also like to talk
retard.
about the library and rec. You know, when I was a little kid, for every year possible, I played rec soccer. It was a staple in my life. You know, it's a place outside of school that you get to see your friends and you get to see people that maybe don't go to your school. And the library I use weekly to go and study. I took AP exams in this building this week, and I'll take them next week too. And I think like
And look how
those
you
meeting
turned
rooms
out.
are essential to allowing a quiet place for people to study. And you know, eliminating those on the weekends, you know, to me that's just like for students, that's just so important.
There's your future leader.
Another thing, our National Honor Society also supports Chateau Cushnock in, you know, allowing deliveries from the food bank to Chateau Cushnock weekly. And I just think it's a really important resource that they have, and they would have to find another way to figure that out. So I just really think that's another important thing to say. Thank you.
Thank you, too.
Thank you. God, we're producing morons
Sure. Mr. Clary?
that are going to be dependent on social workers their whole lives.
I'm Clardy from the city of Augusta. I'm going to be speaking sort of on behalf of the folks who don't have an organized cohort coming here to advocate for them.
Good.
And that's the folks who are paying a big chunk of that property tax bill. one thing I would like to point out. Somebody said that today's world is a lot scarier than it was back in the 80s. Actually, I hate to disagree with you, but historically, you're way off base on that. I'd already grown up by the time the 80s came around, but during the 80s, I spent my days basically being ready for World War III to break out in Europe. And you guys may or may not understand just how close we came to that back before the Soviet Union collapsed.
Yep.
So if you think that it's scary having 2 fights in school, try thinking what it would be like to watch atomic mushroom clouds blossoming all over the place. Now, as far as
Get some
whether or not
perspective,
we were
children.
tougher or anything like that, I don't think we were tougher, but we were forced to become more resilient.
Yep.
And right now, a lot of us are the resilient ones who are doing a lot of the hard work.
That's
for
right.
Keeping businesses going, keeping bills paid, and yeah, we're going to be retiring in a few years. Right now, last night I found myself sitting there deciding how many years before
Oh my God,
start collecting
you
Social
can't, how many
Security and
inclusion
much of an impact
specialists
that
do they
will have
need, right?
on my budget. But I do know within the last few years, my property tax bill
And
has already gone up.
clinicians. Those are social workers and
You're
secret
wanting
code.
me to pay several $100s more. And my response is,
Welcome, Facebook viewer.
I'm not cutting your music teacher. I am not cutting your Latin
Mr.
class.
Flaherty, talk to us, nothing.
Yeah. Okay, you guys are not the ones cutting the Latin class. You guys are not the ones cutting the music teacher. You guys are telling the school board and
How much
the
money
school
they got.
superintendent,
They're the ones
this is your
cutting.
bottom line, pick your priorities.
Right.
And stay within your budget.
Yep.
Because like the rest of us, we've only got so much money. And if you start drawing down what our savings are, then you're going to be putting yourself further and further in debt, which
The reality of
guarantee
life.
you're not going to like the outcome on that. So I would appreciate you guys sticking to what you found and what you think is affordable for
Stick
today's
to your
citizens,
guns, man.
and let
Wait a minute.
the school superintendent play his numbers games and figure out what his priorities are and where he wants to put the money so that
April 27th.
the students
We got
and
to
their
tour the
parents
nurse's office.
get their
The
money's
construction
worth
work was almost
in
complete.
terms of a good education. Thank you.
Thank you.
First, they've hired a provider,
Yes.
and the news is stay tuned for a welcome event. Okay. Thank you.
Good
No
evening.
students?
My name's
General
Jennifer Green,
information?
and I live in Augusta. This is my mother, Laurel Stevens, who also lives in Augusta, over by Chateau
I
Cushman.
think they just talked about
She lives
school-based
in her
health
own
clinic.
home. She does all her own stuff. She's on Social Security, and it will affect her owning her own home and being able to live.
There you
the
go.
rest of
Bring
her
in the
life
old
there.
people. Weaponize the
I'm
old
all for the
people. There you go.
schools. I don't like to see the tax cuts to the schools, but what I haven't heard from a lot of the people is what's lacking to support the schools. Like, what ways can we do to give money back to the schools? What can we do positive? Not just give them back, but yet
Yeah,
how
duck
can
and
we raise
cover,
those
Ron.
funds, or how
Duck
can we
and
better
cover.
spend the money? So I just wanted to give a different face of what's going on here, the schools versus, and then homeowners who at one point might lose their homes and have to make hard decisions because they can't afford to pay the taxes, and then they have to find another place to live in Augusta. I'm also a business owner. My husband's a business owner in Augusta. My mother lives in the house that she grew up in. I built my house on Curington Avenue in Augusta. My brother lives in my parents' house that was on Murray Street. My cousins live in Pearl Street. That's
Also
my
the
grandmother's
25,
house.
26,
So I
right?
have a lot of history, and
I recommend.
I would move we approve those new hires as recommended.
Second.
Right,
Second by
thank you.
Megan. Questions
you.
or comments? All those in favor?
Yes.
Whoa. Where are we going there?
Bundle?
Whoa. I think the lady has
Again.
Parkinson's.
I'm Katrina Rosales. I wasn't going to
speak tonight,
These
but
are
Micah did, so I
recommendations,
feel like I
so,
should.
Section B,
For those who don't know,
recommendations
Micah
for-
is my nibbling who lives at my house. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about the reasons we live in Augusta. I think I've told this story
Uptalker.
once before here, but I'm going to do it again for those who missed it. I bought my house in Augusta largely because of the Lithgow Library. My spouse and I were debating between two houses, one here in Augusta and one in a very small town outside of Augusta.
Well, I guess you
that has
made a
very
bad
small
bet,
library
didn't you?
That's only open 3 days a week. And with my work schedule, I literally never would have been able to go to that library. So it actually was for me, not so much my spouse, but my argument was we need the one in Augusta.
Is there
because I
more
need the library.
rosacea in a library
Micah
than
moved
in,
into my
in like
house
the
a year and a
people
half
probably
ago
like a lot of them have
after
rosacea.
going through some really rough history. And their first week at school came home and said to me, I feel so welcome.
She just looks
here.
very nerdy. Okay, that's all I'm
Everybody
saying.
accepts me here. And it was a life-changing event for Micah to
What
start
is she
attending
eating?
this school. Completely. Like, I can't even begin to express
Between
how
her
life-changing.
paws.
That is a different child today than moved into my house a year and a half ago, and it's largely because of Coney. Thank you.
Thank you.
No. Daddy'll be mad.
Yes, in front, yep.
Bad girl.
Good
No.
evening, members of the Augusta City Council. My name is Denali
Ew.
Hooper. I'm a current 8th grader at Coney Middle and High
Oh,
School.
more weaponized
here
children.
In Augusta, and I just wanted to talk on behalf of paying for sports. I know personally, sports is the only reason I go to school, and whether it's $700 or $100, I know a lot of my friends don't really have the money to be paying.
What is with this
and I'd
that
hate to
people
see
say
all my friends,
drama club is the
not only
only
them, but
reason I
me,
wake up and go
lose
to
out on
school?
sports
Come
all
on.
because we have to pay for it. And I feel like we shouldn't have to pay for something that most students go to school for. Sports is the only reason I go to school.
Well, then
And
you're an
I
idiot,
just
lady.
don't really know where
Girl.
I'm going with this because I don't
Person.
have anything to read off of.
I got one here. Check in over here. Hang on. My goodness.
And we've been a part of it the entire time that I've been here. So this will be our 12th year going to the spring convention at Camp Mechuana. And it's something that they look forward to every single year. We have a chariot and a catapult. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Do you fundraise for this, or is there?
So we fundraise all year. There is a fee that students pay, and then there's scholarship opportunities through, this year we have
That's good. As long as it doesn't come out of the budget, right?
association.
All right. So go back here. Okay. What is this fruitcake?
In Augusta, when I purchased my home with my fiance
Oh.
a year and a
I
half
thought
ago.
that was a girl, the guy that
we
was
knew we'd
trying to be a
paying
girl. But
taxes.
I'm so
I grew
confused
up in
these
Maine,
days.
So I was, I went to public school
They're
for a
going
bit,
this direction
and
and
I
that
was
direction.
definitely
I don't know what's going
supported,
on.
by my community's taxes as well. And we knew these taxes would support the community we were excited to build here in Augusta. But now we're no longer certain that this
Well-
community is one that we can actually grow into.
But you know, Ron, let me tell you something. These people, they feel like the government should provide everything for them. Oh, well, we should have a library. We should have a running path. We should have a this. We should have a that, and I want all these services and I want all this stuff. Okay, it's like, look, how about you join a freaking health club or something? Like, if you don't want to go on a treadmill, we don't have to have like a health club for the city. You see what I'm saying? And that's where I feel like it's just like
Behind you, Diane.
ridiculous.
And then, Diane, you'll be next.
Like,
How's
look,
that?
you can learn Latin online. Tell me you can't learn Latin online. Shit, I could learn Greek online right now. I could.
Thank you, City Council. My name is Rita Pello. I live
Oh,
on Drew Street in Augusta.
jeez.
Sit on the board, of course, but I am here as a resident to speak. I think you all know my feelings on the importance of investing in our future, so I won't rehash what I've said before.
Good.
But I do just want to paint a picture about eliminating Saturday hours for Lithgow. When I was a candidate, and I think a few of you have been candidates, I would assume all of you have been candidates, for local elections, right? I moved to Augusta partly because I figured if it was a smaller
God, she's a
community, I could actually get like meaningfully involved and know my neighbors and fight for my neighbors when it came to. And with the library, when I was a candidate in the election, there was no organization. I think Augusta First disbanded.
Man.
Sorry, excuse me, I'm waiting for Councillor Judkins to stop talking while I'm speaking.
What?
Just so I can make sure he hears me. So thank you. So no, there was no, like Augusta First had been disbanded. Basically, there was
What the hell was
nobody
that?
that was willing to host a candidates forum for civic
Junkins,
engagement.
blah,
So
blah, blah, blah,
for
over
folks to know if they wanted to vote for Councillor Lilly or Councillor Allen or Councillor Lind, they would hear what you had to say. They would film it. That there is no organization. CTV7 used to do these candidate videos, and they said, oh, we stopped doing that. And so the library picks up more, I think, than we even realize. Saturday mornings, I've been there for events and community events because I can't go during the day as a working person. I have seen like a mom and a son, I think
Uptalker.
he was in middle school, win a puzzle contest in like 40 minutes. Free engagement, free puzzles, free prizes, just community.
Free,
I think the Mullins family might have been there too. And you just see people out, you actually greet them, as opposed to, which I appreciate everything our police does, but when I came to return a wallet, there was this black box wall, and I talked through a speaker, and I didn't see the police officer. And I understand that's probably for security, but it's not the kind of community building that you get at the library.
Right.
And
Think
those are
about
the
it.
kinds of
Community
things that sustain
building,
people to
for
live here.
God's sakes.
I live here mostly because I love our parks, like Bonbrook Recreation. The job they do is an incredible job. Shout out to all the folks that work there. The libraries, the parks, the libraries, and all of the community and sports and band events for the schools. Those are the three most enriching things in my life: the library, the parks, and the schools. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, wow. And
I'm sorry.
Not quite sure why that was helpful.
You're next, Diane. Take a deep breath.
Uh-oh.
Good evening. My name is Ariana Silver, and I am a 7th grader at Coney Middle High School. And I believe that we should have security guards in our school
I'm
because
so
they
tired of
not only keep
weaponized
the students
children,
safe,
guys.
they keep anyone who walks into the school safe. I am also here to talk about the music department that we have in our school. I do both band and chorus.
And you don't pay
And you say
taxes.
they are just
Your
positions.
parents do.
but
Your
to us,
parents should be up here.
They are not just positions.
Why are you
The
speaking?
teachers are what hold. Sorry, hold on.
Huh?
Are what hold it all together.
Angry, frustrated. I don't believe that it's right. They're not stakeholders. They're not taxpayers. Their parents are.
So please give us our school back. Me,
Not to mention,
personally,
they're
I
heavily
believe
brain
that a lot
influenced
of
by the.
students will start to leave the school and not want to come back.
No, she's
This
not.
is why
She's losing
we
her
need your
place on her
help.
sheet. That's all.
I feel pay to play sports is a really bad idea because a lot of the families do not have that kind of money. Students not only play sports to be active, it helps with mental health issues.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Because she knows. She's an expert.
To like getting those events like the fireworks, the helping with the parade, the gifts for the kids and the food trucks.
Oh,
And
she's
so
wearing one of those
we've just
blouses
been
with stripes in
really
it. There's an
excited
effect. Do you know what
every
that's
year
called?
Because the students have shared
Where
that the
the-
feedback is really nice to celebrate with
It
the community.
flashes
and
and
like
it
to leave
weird
graduation and go right
lines
into
and-
that event.
'cause of
It's
the
been a really good
pixelization.
send-off, and it's been exciting to see the community come out to celebrate our seniors. So it'll be June 13th. The
Yeah,
parade will
like
start
people
at
on the news can't wear a
7:30,
blouse like that.
7:45, right down into the waterfront. We encourage all of you to come. The
All
band will be
right.
playing from 8 to 10.
Shut up. Let's go back here.
Have. I've utilized it my entire life growing up and then here in Augusta. Took my children, now my grandchildren. It's just a wonderful resource. I have the honor to serve now as the chair of the Board of Trustees for the Lithgow Library. At all of our meetings, we hear from the various departments in the library about all the people that they are serving. It's a remarkable resource for so many, as others have mentioned, from babies and children all the way up, elders. That's a source of entertainment, resources, the community programs and services that only the library provides is just fantastic. And I hope you all take into consideration that if you cut the library's budget, which has been proposed, as someone else mentioned, to 1990s levels, how are they going to provide all these resources and services for all of the citizens of Augusta? Those citizens overwhelmingly voted to increase the size of the library. We have a wonderful facility. It offers so much, and if you cut the staff, those services will not be available for so many of them. So I ask you to think of these
What
things.
the hell?
Maybe put some of that money
when I was a
back
kid,
in
I
to
went to the
maintain
library, and I
services
remember
that
there was like
Lithgow
one
currently provides.
librarian sitting behind the damn desk, wandering around. You had to wait for her to come back to the desk because she's putting the freaking books away. What the hell else are they doing there? Jeez. We need to get involved in that and figure out what the hell they're doing over there.
Good evening, City Council. My name is Carter Maville. I'm a senior at Coney High School.
Oh, God.
I don't mean to come up here and beat a dead horse, but
oh, go ahead,
I like
son.
to say that if the horse wouldn't like to be beaten, it should probably stop trying to get back up. I believe that the argument about who had it worse is somewhat null and void. I don't think it matters whose world was scarier to grow up in. I believe that in a world that is constantly and rapidly changing around us, it is important to keep in mind
Getting
that
gayer all the time,
fair is
too.
not always equal, and that the requirements for success, especially for students who are growing up in such a confusing world, change from generation to generation.
When it becomes necessary to shave little notches in your eyebrows,
the ability
very progressive.
to influence important decisions, to keep in mind the futures of those who will hold positions of influence later on.
Oh, God.
And I
And
hope
you're
that
going to be
you
one of
keep
them,
that in mind
probably,
this
right?
evening. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
In the back, yep.
The world is so gay. It's run by gay people, man.
Good evening. My name is Jerry Vintiner.
Right, when we were kids,
I'm speaking
Ron,
this evening with
the
my
football
concerns
teams and
about the
shit all
budget
had sponsors.
and what impact they will have on my daughter and many other students of Coney. She is a 7th grader and has thrived in her first year at Coney, receiving honors for her first and second quarters and high honors for her third quarter. She plays soccer and basketball.
Yeah, what's up with
along
that?
with having to deal with a muscular dystrophy diagnosis of Charcot-Marie tooth disease. We didn't know if she would ever be able to play sports at all. Pay to play would jeopardize all of that again. Families are already
So she's
struggling
sick and can't
living
play the
within their
sports, but it's not
means.
because she's sick,
These
it's
budget cuts
because
would
of
cause them
money.
not to be able to live within those means and also be able to pay for their children to play the sports that they love so much. The sports help them with anxiety.
Why does she
with
look like a
stress.
grandmother
It helps
instead
them
of a
belong.
mother?
It helps them communicate
Does she
with
not
their
look
peers
like
and become
really
a team. She also
old?
is in band and decided to join chorus a few months ago.
She looks like she'd be
Then we both went
sucking
to
a
jazz
cigarette in a
festival
trailer
to
park
support
somewhere.
the Coney students and teachers. She was asked if she would like to learn to play the trombone and join the jazz band now that they, Oh, now that may all be taken away from her from next year.
Did you ever notice
Music is her own therapy.
nobody ever gets up there and just
We
speaks,
recently
or very
lost my son,
rarely.
her brother.
Nobody on the left ever does. They
And the
all
social
read their
workers
speeches.
have been a huge impact
You watch.
in Ariana's return to school. After our huge loss, she struggles daily and needs the extra support. You say these are just positions? Well, to parents and teachers, they are what gets them through each day.
Oh, jeez.
Without the supports, children are going to fail. I don't mean
This is why we don't want a woman like this
they're
on a
going
board.
to fail emotionally and
Any board.
socially. So I'm asking this evening for all of you to look at the big outcome. All of these budget cuts and put our children and their families first. Don't fail us or them. Do the right thing. I know I have mostly spoken to you about my daughter tonight, but so many Coney students are facing the same situations with all of these budget cuts. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening.
Checking over here.
Spares left from that, they're older spares, but this far out in the year, a lot of those kids are gonna go to those 2-year colleges, and we're
Okay, that's not interesting. I'll make over here.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Cormac. I live and work in Augusta. And yeah, thanks for listening. I wasn't originally going to speak. I know I spoke last week, and I appreciate your time, but I thought I could maybe add another perspective on things that might be helpful. Obviously, times are tough for everyone financially.
It's the Irish guy.
That is something absolutely everyone agrees
The
with.
Irish guy.
But I wanted to talk about the value of $1, because I think the value of $1 changes depending on how you spend it. And if you spend it in the right way and in a more efficient way, it goes further. And some of the examples I want to say are, like, we've heard about the library. So like, if I go down to Barnes & Noble's, I can spend $20 and buy a book. And if the person next to me wants to buy the book, they'll spend $20, and the next person will spend $20. And if 10 of us want to do it, we're after paying $200. But if we together pooled our money into a library, one library could buy the one book for $20, and suddenly all 10 people get to read it for 20 instead of 200. It's not just the library, that applies to everything. If you have a bus service, you could save hundreds of thousands of dollars by cutting the bus. But then if you add up all the time lost, fuel costs, pollution of everybody who would have gone in a bus, going in a private vehicle, you've actually probably spent more money than you've saved by the cost of the bus. So it's actually getting more value out of your dollars to pool them together, to hire a bus driver, to hire a bus. I had one more example.
So where should we just have the unicorn fart dollars?
In the country I grew up in, if you were a teenager and wanted to learn music, there wasn't what public school music program that it sounds like is here. So basically you had to pay for private music lessons. Whereas if you, again, can use your money more efficiently and have one teacher who can teach an entire class, then you can teach.
Well, how about a bunch of kids pool their resources in the area and negotiate one piano teacher or music teacher to teach a bunch of them, like privately?
Out of our money by spending it
Like,
more
why does it have to be through the public? I don't say what he's saying is wrong.
Is by pooling our money in our public services.
Pool your money privately,
Rather than individually.
son.
I wanted to add. Thank you for your time. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
It's not that he's wrong, but these things should be pooled privately. Perfectly capable of doing that. If they vote this budget in, go do it. Privately get together and then take donations for the frickin' library. How about that, son?
Okay. Yep. Yes, please.
Hi, my name is Reika Gunasekura. I'm a senior at Coney High School, and I'm also a lifelong Augusta resident at this point. As someone who's had the privilege of growing up in a community that has supported so many experiences that have made me who I am today, I just wanted to express some of those experiences because many of them are pertinent to the budget cuts that are happening, as many of those services are ones that
She's the student
being cut.
representative on the student council.
I was participated in rec sports all throughout my youth. I played rec soccer. I was part of youth book clubs at our Lithgow Library, which really helped me for my love for reading, which helped me do academically how well I do today. I played in our local parks. I swam at Bicentennial, and of course, I was educated and raised in our Augusta schools, from Huzzy to Coney Middle School to Coney High School. And I also live in Ward 4. My mother is a homeowner, and she knows as well as anyone else how difficult it is to be able to pay for any necessities as we have today, especially.
Seems like the school
property
district did a
taxes,
pretty good
which
job
are,
educating her.
and
She
knows
seems
that
pretty
will
well
feel that
spoken.
next year, but she also
She doesn't pay
knows with me
taxes,
as well
but,
that the value of investing in our communities and the value of investing in those services will really pay back in ways that are more than just the monetary value that is the property tax.
Yeah, our systems are broken. We can't have the cities paying for everything all the time anymore. It's not working clearly.
Property taxes are very difficult. Finding money is very difficult for a lot of people today. But I do believe that keeping the property taxes lower isn't going to save money in the way that we initially think it is, because I think really what we're doing is we're just shouldering that burden onto somebody else, whether that be our students, whether that be our community as a general, when it comes to our libraries, when it comes to our parks, when it comes to so many of these services we see. So I know that there's going to have to be a compromise that we make eventually, but I really hope you guys consider making
Doing
that
what?
compromise in a way that supports our services. So thank you so much.
In what way specifically? Do this, do that? They don't offer any specifics and say, look, swap this shit out for this. Do they? No, they get up there and they go, just don't cut the thing that we love.
Anyone else?
Be smarter.
I don't want to move on before we give everybody a chance.
I mean, she spoke well, but she didn't say anything. She's just an idiot like every other liberal that gets up there and just goes, we need everything. Think of what would happen. What's going on? Somebody else wants to speak. We waiting? Yeah, people are moving. Sound is on.
Hello?
Hi there.
Hi.
Can you see me or no?
Oh, zooming in. We're zooming.
Not.
Oh, is Courtney zoomed in? Or is she there? No, she's
most
sitting there
likely
next to
not.
the mayor.
I'm a parent of several children within the school system. First
And I know
foremost,
Susan
I'm really
Collins.
excited to see how our I'm really excited to see how our Coney children have advocated for themselves and
Oh, barf.
really advocated for their school system and their educational plans. I've also heard from other taxpayers and their concerns, and I guess the issue that I'm kind of wanting to address at this point in time is perhaps it would be helpful if we were a little bit more transparent about where funds are going and exactly where funds are going. Sorry if that's. I'm not sure if that makes sense at all.
I don't know, because we didn't hear that last chunk.
Your point about wondering where funds are going?
Yes, I am. I think if like the community was more aware of like exactly where the exact taxpayer funds are going for which
mean the line
specific
items?
programs within the Augusta School District.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
How much money are we putting towards certain positions? What are we spending on
That would be
administrative
useful, right?
positions? What are we doing here? I'm sure that's available online, but However, making it easily accessible for those that may not be so privy to may be helpful. So
Well,
we can make better decisions in our votes with this budget.
So
Well, there you go. Mama
what I
said
would
so.
say about that is that both bodies, is the city and the school
Hey.
board, have both gone through extensive budget deliberations and discussions. All of that's been in public
For God's
forums.
sakes.
We have several members of the school board here today, so that if you want more specificity about what they're doing and where their money's going, I would encourage you to contact them as well.
The lady's still on Zoom.
Yes, I'm aware of that. But however, those with lower socioeconomic positions and educational levels, they're not able to access that. And they're not able to access those individuals to kind of get that information. So how do we make that more available?
I don't know. We've never been more transparent and made information more available than we have this year. So I don't. There's also a responsibility on the part of the public to participate and seek out information as well.
Good point.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Haley.
I believe we have another resident. 1 second.
Our budget meeting, our validation hearing. We have our budget referendum, the big vote, Tuesday, June 9th. We'll have a special board meeting Thursday, June 11th at 4:30 p.m. That will be for the declaration of the budget vote. And of course, we have Gardiner Area High School graduation at the Augusta Civic Center on June 13th at 5.
Yep. Yeah. Oops. I didn't check the status of the gas, so if we disappear, I won't be coming back. Getting close to winding down anyway.
Stick around for negotiation. So Andrea, I think we're A-okay, thank you.
Krista, we'll move on and we'll come back to you in just 1 second. We have Christopher Clark
That's
who'd
it.
like to speak.
Going into executive session.
Christopher, are you there?
Yes, good evening, Council. I just want to start by saying, as somebody who's looking to try to move back into the city and buy a house, I'm actually looking at a couple places now. Property taxes is a
It's
huge
Chris
issue.
zooming in.
Augusta does have a great school system and good people in it.
Gardiner's over.
These are hard choices that you guys are having to make. 6 years ago, we talked about a budget cliff, and it was brushed aside.
If I would have been aware of the Zoom, I would have zoomed
Well, a couple
in.
years has come, and unfortunately, it's time to deal with that. And I appreciate what you guys are doing. I appreciate what the school's trying to do. It's never easy when you have to talk about taking things away from children. But we need to come together as a community and look at how we can take this speed bump and turn it into a flat road and continue to grow as a city and overcome adversity as we've always done. So I just wanted to say thank you guys for all your hard work. Budget season sucks, but you guys are doing great things, and I have all the faith in the world that Augusta will come together and figure out a way to make all this work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, if I would have known about the Zoom, I would have zoomed in and I would have dropped the bomb about my ethics complaint and Courtney and where all this money's going to the opioid settlements when it came from the opioid pharma settlements. ME Rap and the Access Center. Yay. Free stuff for everybody. Suboxone.
Okay.
Narcan.
Anybody else here that wants to participate? Thank you. Go ahead.
Hi, Russell Caverly, Augusta resident, and the Augusta School Department's K-12 music coordinator. As I
Please
sat there
don't fire
listening
me,
to all
man.
of the testimony, I realized that maybe we all need a bright spot. So I, as much as I think you all know I would support the budget, I'm not sure at this point how much that helps, but I do want to let you all know that, you know, part of your budget is being spent next week on May 13th at 6 p.m. at the Coney Auditorium.
Actually,
We are
feel
having our
sorry
band
for this
concert.
guy.
And then on May 21st
He seems
at
really
6 p.m.,
sensitive.
we're having our Coney Middle School and High School chorus
Doesn't
concert.
he seem
And June
sensitive,
1st,
Ron?
we'll be celebrating our jazz students at 6 p.m. These are
I think this guy's
likely,
the one that got laid
the
off.
last concerts
Poor guy.
of this model. You know,
Sort of
whatever
pathetic.
comes next, whatever the
It
future
is,
looks
because,
like.
I mean, he's like Ricky.
Though not
I
dictated
just want to
by
come
this
back and
governing
tell you
body,
the good things about music.
will be affected
even
by
though
the
you
choices
fired
made
me.
in
I
this
just
room and made
wanna
at the
lift
school
them
board
up.
level. But we are excited to celebrate our students. And I just felt like, you know, since we all appreciate seeing where our tax dollars are going and where our group rate
See,
goes.
this is what the
we
schools
all pay for these
produce.
things, so we should all be there to enjoy it. So I hope to see you all there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, God, this guy, dude, man, I'm sorry. That guy gives me creepy vibes. If that's what schools produce because of the music program, axe the music program. Seriously.
Others, before we move on?
God. What a beta male at minimum. I'm sorry.
So,
well,
at our public comment
a
with respect
fairy.
to the
Come on.
appropriation resolve, we go through the entire agenda, taking public comment, and then we come back to the top for council consideration of all these items. So next on our agenda is old business ordinances being read for the second time and a vote required. 26059, Madam Clerk.
I don't know if they had any time to deal with the
Mayor and Council.
ethics complaint that I made
Whereas the
yet.
City Council
I don't
desires
know
to
if
amend the
we're gonna
city's
hear anything
existing
about it.
lottery ordinance and provide additional provisions governing its applicability and enforcement.
They're going to want it covered up.
Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of
They
the
don't
City
have
of
to, they
Augusta
won't.
that Section 207-19 of the City Code of the City of Augusta be hereby repealed and the following enacted in its place. Subsection 207-19, obstruction of public pathways. A, no person may obstruct the free passage of foot, vehicular, or other traffic over any public pathway in the city. B, any person who is observed to obstruct a public pathway and who, after receiving a lawful order from a law enforcement officer to cease or remove such obstruction and a reasonable opportunity to comply, fails or refuses to cease to obstruct or remove such obstruction, commits a civil violation punishable in accordance with Chapter 1,
Oh my
Article
God,
3,
this is
General
painful.
Penalty.
Antifa, don't come
C,
here. You
for
can't put
purposes
up a
of this
blocking
section,
thing anywhere. In
A,
a bike path or anything,
a
you
public
for the road.
pathway includes but is not limited to public pathways, public ways, sidewalks, crosswalks, median strips, trails, and any public property over which the public possesses a legal right of access or passage by foot or vehicle, as well as public entrances to buildings or businesses. B, a person shall be deemed to obstruct a public pathway if such person intentionally or unintentionally actually blocks, bars, delays, impedes, inhibits, or deters the free passage over or utilization of a public pathway by another person through either
their personal conduct or physical action, or by locating, placing, erecting, or maintaining his or her body, personal property, or other physical objects in a manner that reduces the unobstructed width
Oh my
of a
God,
public
is this the
pathway to less
definition
than
of what
3 feet.
obstruction is?
C, a person may not be deemed to obstruct a public pathway by merely standing, sitting, or congregating thereon unless the conduct actually interferes with free passage.
Oh
Right,
my
this order,
God.
is intended to repeal our existing loitering ordinance and replace it with what was read here by the clerk tonight.
So you can't lay
any public
passed
comment?
out across the road that's blocking the sidewalk, right? That's what this is.
All right, this is a second read tonight, so there will be a vote by the council on this tonight.
Can you believe that shit?
presumably, and would also
can't put a
anticipate
tent
when it
out,
comes back
too,
around for council
right,
action.
in the sidewalk.
Anticipate
That's blocking the
an
road. This is
amendment
for the
that
homeless.
would make it become effective immediately, adding an emergency rider on it so that it doesn't take 30 days to go into effect, but we'll see if that happens. New business orders and resolves, 26061, Madam Clerk.
26-061, City Manager, Bureau of City Clerk.
Oh, man,
Be
somebody
it
sent
ordered
us
that the minutes of the City
$20.
Council regular business meeting held
I
April
really
2,
appreciate that.
2026, the minutes of the City Council regular business
If
meeting
you're
held
watching,
April 16,
you can help.
2026, City
We
Council
wanna keep
special
this,
business meeting held April 23rd, 2026.
School boards and the
City Council
city
special
councils
business
speak to
meeting
the
held
fire
April
on
30,
stuff, so
2026.
we got a
submitted
link
by the
tree
City
over on
Clerk's
X.
office, be hereby approved.
Cash App, Venmo.
Thank you. Notice here are 4 sets
Actually,
of
there's
minutes,
in
that
the
are up for approval.
Chiron on the
We've been busy
bottom has
lately.
information on how you can
Any public comment?
send some love. Right, so we always appreciate that. I always forget to ask, but we're hurting this month. It's bad.
I anticipate an amendment.
And I got
to
important work to do.
Correct one of those sets of minutes, but we'll wait for that to happen when that comes back around. 26062, please.
26-062, City Manager, be it ordered that the cannabis dispensary license for 269 Western Ave, Augusta, Maine, CH LLC, DBA Cannabis Haven, located at 269 Western Avenue, be hereby approved.
All right, this application was the subject of a public hearing earlier in tonight's meeting, but now is another opportunity for public comment. Is there any? Hearing none, 26063, please.
26-063, Mayor and Council, be it ordered that Council Member Kevin Judkins and Development Services Director Matthew Nazar be hereby appointed as representatives of the City of Augusta to the Kennebec Valley Council of Government General Assembly.
Oh, sorry.
Is there any public comment?
Bad mic discipline.
Hearing none, 26064, please.
Who would have thought that I'd entertain
26-064,
myself
City
by
Manager,
watching
be it ordered that
policy
Madison
meetings and
Esbrook
board
and
meetings?
Neela Parker each
No.
be hereby
And
awarded
watching birds.
$500 per the
I
recommendations
like to watch
of
birds
the
now.
2026 Edward Stam Scholarship Committee.
Any public comment? Congratulations to the two awardees, and thanks to the Scholarship Committee for their work. There's no further public comment. We'll move directly to 26065, please.
26-065, Mayor and Council, whereas the Mayor and City Council directed the establishment of a rebranding committee to undertake the development of a new municipal logo and comprehensive branding guidelines, and whereas the rebranding committee conducted a competitive request for proposals, RFP, process in accordance with the city procurement policies, and whereas
They're hiring a marketing firm.
following review of submitted proposals and interviews with selected firms, the rebranding committee recommends awarding the project to Portland Design Company for the development of a logo redesign, branding guidelines, and associated materials, including templates and design assets.
Apparently the logos are the
in an amount not to
city are
exceed
all over the place.
$21,025.
Yeah, $20,000, $21,000. That's what I thought.
This expenditure is consistent with the economic development purposes of existing tax increment
So they're
financing.
going to get a new logo.
TIF districts and may be appropriately funded from TIF revenues. Now therefore be it ordered, the City Council of the City of Augusta hereby authorizes the city manager to execute a personal services agreement with Portland Design Company for the delivery of a logo redesign and branding guidelines in an amount not to exceed $21,025 to be funded from existing TIF resources.
Thank you. Is there any public comment? The city's undertaking a rebranding initiative to bring its logo and other outfacing materials to primarily come in compliance with ADA regulations. Is there any public comment? All right, next is 26066.
If it's okay with the council, I'm going to take over for the city
Please.
clerk. Certainly. So 26066, city manager. Be it ordered that the city manager be hereby authorized to list for sale the following police department surplus property: a 2020 Ford Interceptor SUV, another 2020 Ford Interceptor SUV, and a 2021 Ford Explorer SUV.
You know, Ron, let me tell you
Is there
something.
any public comment?
I would design a logo for the
Moving next to
city of Augusta
26067.
for free.
26067,
For free.
city manager.
Work with them until
Be it ordered that
they
the city
love it.
manager is hereby
For
authorized
nothing.
to list for auction the following police
That's an
department
offer to
recovered
the city of
firearms, which have
Augusta.
met
Mr.
the
Mayor,
I'll save you
I move
$21,000.
to waive for the reading of item 26067 with consent.
Is there any objection?
You know
And
how
then the
quick you
motion's
can make
adopted by
logos in
unanimous
Grok?
consent.
You just go into Grok and you go, give me a
What your
logo, and I
document
want it to
read out
represent
is a long
Augusta.
list of
And it'll do it
different,
until you get it
descriptions of
right.
various firearms that
So
are
stupid.
proposed to be listed for auction.
I'll do it for
there any
nothing and
public
save the
comment?
21,000. Give it to the football team. Exactly right.
All right, hearing none. We've already moved 26068 up to the top of the agenda, which is where we'll be going next. Having moved 26068 to the top of the agenda, that's the next order of business.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, second.
Been moved by Councilor Lynn, seconded by Councilor Gary Allen. This
I
is
really
the,
don't understand
authorization
marketing
to accept a
and
donation of a tree
graphic
for planting at Lithgow
graphic
Library. Is there
design
discussion?
business. You don't need a graphic
please
design
vote,
business to work for
by
you.
roll call.
There's artificial intelligence.
Counselor
I
Austin.
don't understand
Yes.
why they even exist
Counselor
anymore.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Right?
Counselor
Ron
Mish.
knows it. He's giving me the thumbs up, man.
Counselor Lind.
Yes.
Counselor Gary Allen.
Dumbasses.
Yes.
People, I swear to
Counselor
God.
Sinkowitz.
Yes.
Counselor Morris Polly.
Yes.
Counselor Lilly.
Yes.
Motion
God,
carries,
he's a
8 in
creepy looking
favor,
individual.
0 opposed.
Thank you. Next is 26060. This is the appropriation resolve for its second and final reading.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
Been moved by Councilor Lynn,
Second.
seconded by Councilor Mishu. Discussion.
Oh, man.
Councilor Sinkowitz?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Hey, do you
This
smell
has,
cookies?
As everyone has said, been a budget season for the books.
Yeah,
don't
I think I smell
This
cookies.
is a very common budget situation for the city of Augusta. I have thoroughly enjoyed hearing from our residents as hard as it
course
is to hear
you have.
the different things that we're sitting with and we're holding
And
the tension
compliment
of.
how brave they were to stand up and
The
speak.
city of Augusta has incredible residents, employees,
See?
the students here. We are a fortunate city in that way. I was tallying up, I take a note of everyone who speaks and kind of what they're talking about, and the people who have come to speak here, not counting all the emails and I'm sure in-person conversations that happen. 101 public comments were made about this budget. That is incredible. That is a high degree of engagement, and I am just very proud of my city. So thank you for that. I take this budget process really seriously. I think anyone who's watched our meetings knows how in depth I ask questions and
Yeah, we
engage with this.
know.
And I am sitting here tonight feeling as though, in some ways, this process may need
She's so
reworking.
thoughtful.
Because as much work as the school staff and the city staff do getting us ready for this point, we still wound up in this crunch in the last couple of weeks. And I don't think that's fair to our staff, to us as counselors, and especially not to the residents of Augusta. I would like to propose that in the future, we start with an overview meeting as well, so that counselors, if there is
She always seems so
a feeling of
reasonable
the
about
group
everything.
of where we're
And
gonna
she's
get
not
to,
wrong
just
about
bottom line
everything.
numbers,
But she
that
slides
all of
that
our
other
staff
crap
can
in
have
there.
that in their heads
Puts
as
those
we're going
rainbow
through the
earrings on and
discussions,
starts peddling
so
the
that
LGBTQ
the cuts
plus
can be
AI
out
thing.
there and talked about
While
for a
she's
longer amount
knitting.
of time, and there's not this
She
feeling
knits
of
at school board
pressure,
meetings.
because I don't believe we make our best decisions under this kind of pressure. I will, for the first time in my 4 years, not be voting to approve a budget tonight. I do not think this is our best foot forward. I do not think that our residents want
Virtue
this. From what we
signaling.
have heard overwhelmingly, our residents are saying this is not the right
Virtue
mix.
signaling.
This is not what we want to cut. This is not the level we want to cut. I don't hear our residents coming in and saying, raise my taxes to the ceiling. I hear our
Virtue
residents coming in and
signaling.
saying, we find a lot of value in these services. These are important services. They raise the quality of life in the city of Augusta.
That's because the people
We
that are
get
the
more
left
out
are
of
just
them
much
than we
better
put
at
into them
lobbying
in
and
tax
showing up and
dollars. And
organizing.
I hear that our
That's all.
citizens
They're
are
just
saying,
louder.
I can't afford a lot. You know, everyone is saying we are squeezed tight, but these tax dollars give us more than we spend. And so I don't think we've got it right. And I will not be voting in favor of this budget tonight. I want to show
Virtue
our
signaler.
residents that we can go about this in good faith. Hear that narrative that you've given us and do some work. It would be messy. It would not be easy. It would have problems of its own. But
She just
my
scolded
hope
the rest
from
of the
tonight would be
council
that
pretty
we give
much.
this a little bit more time and that we
Like-
go into the next season having learned some lessons along the way. I want to thank you all for the time that you've put into this. And I hope especially the students know that regardless of what happens, telling your story is helping to tell the story of Augusta.
Isn't she
And
insufferable,
hearing
Ron?
from students
God.
is incredibly important. So thank you for all the time
I
you've
just
put
want
into
to
this.
vomit every time she
And,
talks.
I hope
She's
that
too,
this is
it's
not
too
the last
sweet.
time
It's like
that
taking
we
a
see you.
bite of candy that they put too much sugar in it.
Councilor Lynn?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So we have talked a lot about the budget. We've argued and debated, and I don't really want to go down that road, but I want to make I made an observation tonight, and I want to express it. Gratitude to the students, and thank you to the students that came to speak. Our First Amendment allows a wide range of
But they're not
discussion. Words that can be
taxpayers.
thrown often
Dude.
hurtful, impolite, uncivil. And you've seen a little bit of an edginess tonight from some people. But I can say deeply and sincerely that I am completely impressed with the students. You were civil, often made more sense than some of the adults that came to speak to us.
Oh, jeez.
The ones that spoke impromptu did great, and I was completely grateful for that. So thank you. We try to be civil here in the city in our dealings with the public. And oftentimes the public can, not oftentimes, but sometimes the public can be a little uncivil. So I want to thank you. You set a great example for the adults before you and hopefully after you.
Sometimes it takes a little uncivil, Chief. You know, these people.
Thank you. I concur with Councilor Lynn.
He's a limp
There was
idiot,
made
too.
reference to Chateau Cushnock. I want to apologize. I certainly maybe shouldn't have used that particular place as an example.
Oh, now we got to pander and apologize.
A real-life example. And I said this last year when I was here. I was in Hannaford right about this time last year when an elderly lady came up to me and she says, "You're Mr. Michaud?" And I said, "Yes, I am." She says, I want to thank you. She says, my husband passed away 2 years ago, and and I raised my family, my son and my daughter, in my home, and I'm really struggling to make ends meet. And thank you for looking out for me. And you know what we heard here tonight and last Thursday was a large group of people advocating for their future. And trust me when I say this, this is my 7th budget, and by far it's been the hardest. And there's nobody that is sitting on this panel right now or sitting in this room that does not want to make sure, wants to make sure that every student in this city gets every opportunity to succeed. And again, it's been very difficult, but we have a responsibility to every citizen in Augusta, every taxpayer in Augusta, every student in Augusta. And this is the largest increase, percentage-wise and dollar-wise, since I've sat on this council at 5%. And I can't, as much as I'd like to, I am going to be voting in favor of the 5%.
Good.
And I will echo.
Let them learn.
Councilor Sinkowitz said.
How to do more with less.
1 year for the
It's
municipality.
time. It's about damn time.
The school and the county to really look at things so we can live within our
Again,
means.
I'll
And
design
I
your
think
logo for free.
that us as a council and the municipality, we look at as many avenues as we can to increase economic development in this city, to increase the tax base, and to possibly.
Man, actually, if I would have gone to that meeting and I would have heard that,
sooner than later. Thank you
maybe I
very
would have
much.
thought of. I don't know if I would have thought of it, but shit.
Thank you.
Been a hero if I had stood up
Other
and said,
councilors?
"I'll design your logo for nothing. Give it to the football team, $21,000 to it." Now, I'm still going to write them a
All right,
letter.
I just
It's a good idea, Ron.
want to say that a very difficult year. And
Maybe I'll get him to look like a hero,
councils-
man. I'll write the city council,
this is probably our 11th meeting on the budget.
and they'll take me up on it and slide him the 21K. Who
School
knows?
administrators and the city team have been working before we get the stuff.
They
as
just
well as the
they're
school
really
department.
approving a raw number.
Their
They can move the line
administrators
items
have
around
been
any way they
working
want later.
Even longer than we have. So it's not for lack of time and consideration put into this budget decision. This body here, to my left and right, have a unique responsibility in this community. None of us have a special role to advocate for any particular department or bureau in the city of Augusta. We have a collective responsibility to be responsible to everybody in the city. And we have a lot to think about in doing that, not just a pet program or a pet department.
Oh, I
have to
don't
take
know,
into
man.
consideration the whole
Courtney over
context of
there,
what's
she
going on
certainly has her
in
pet
the economy
project, the
nationally,
Access
in the
Center
state
over there.
and locally. We have to take into consideration the revaluation that's coming along, which is lurking in the background, and it's going to impact each homeowner in the city of Augusta and business owner in the city of Augusta. Get a little frustrated from time to time I don't know whether it's a misunderstanding or just a talking point, but the city council doesn't tell the school board where to spend its money.
Right.
We've heard a lot of testimony from students and parents about what their priorities are.
Yeah. Tell the school board.
I hope that the school board and the school department hears those same priorities, because we could, in theory, free up another $300,000-400,000, but there's no guarantee that any of those things that you've talked about here tonight would get funded by the school department.
That's
by
right.
the school board.
Because they are the ones that are
So
responsible.
those decisions are theirs.
Good.
I understand that we set the parameters. Everybody's being affected by this budget, not just the schools, but on the city side as well. Nobody gets out of this budget unscathed. Nevertheless, I think this body has taken its responsibility seriously. We've taken the public comment seriously, and we'll get through this. Is there any other discussion by the council? All right. Call for a vote. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Here we go.
Counselor Austin,
No.
Counselor Judkins,
Yeah.
Counselor Mishu,
Yes.
Counselor Lind,
Yes.
That's 3.
Counselor Gary Allen,
No.
Counselor Sinkowitz,
No.
Counselor Morris Polly,
Yes.
4.
Counselor Lilly,
Yes.
5. What is that? 5-3, 5-4? What is that?
motion passes.
All
5 in
right.
favor, 3 opposed.
5-3.
So the next, so on June 9th, the school budget validation vote will be held. So you'll have an opportunity to weigh in on that, those of you who are registered voters in the city of Augusta.
And not the children,
All right, we're going to move on to old business.
even though we have to
Ordinances
suffer
being read
them and
for the
listen to
second
them.
time. Vote required. 26059.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Councilor Lind.
Mr. Mayor, second.
Second by Councilor Gary Allen.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilor Lind.
I move to amend Article 26059 to add the following after the first whereas. Whereas the city is currently experiencing a significant increase in instances of littering, loitering, and obstruction of free passage along its sidewalks and other public areas,
Uh-oh.
which the city's existing loitering ordinance cannot adequately address. And whereas the obstruction of free passage over sidewalks and other public paths forces pedestrians into roadways.
There's
presents
too
a
many drug
significant
addicts
risk to
laying
life
on the
and safety
road,
within
on the
city of
sidewalk.
Augusta, constituting an emergency with the meaning of Article 2, Section 9 of the city charter,
Holy shit.
and to include the following language after
An
as
emergency.
reads enacted in place to read to take effect immediately upon adoption.
Thank you. There's been a motion to amend. Is there a second?
Mr. Mayor, second.
It's been seconded by Councilor Gary Allen. Discussion on the motion to amend. And motion
It's
to
all
amend
her
only.
drug addicts laying around on the street.
Councilor Lind, you want to speak to it?
It's her crew.
Sure, Mr. Mayor. So we've seen an uptick in obstructing a lot of the pathways and some were loitering downtown.
Homeless.
Our ordinances usually take
Tents.
30 days to take effect, and by offering this amendment, this will take effect once we vote on it tonight. To allow
Ta-da!
enactment of this ordinance.
Immediately.
Further discussion on the motion to amend?
Boom.
Hearing none, please vote on the motion to amend only. Roll call.
Do it.
Counselor Austin.
Take out the
Yes.
trash, baby.
Counselor Judkins,
Yes.
What are you going to do with
Counselor
these
Mishu.
people
Yes.
that they're going to
Counselor Lind,
violate?
Yes.
Counselor Gary Allen,
Yes.
Counselor Sinkowitz,
Yes.
It's a
Counselor
civil
Morris
violation.
Polly.
What are they going
Yes.
to do with them?
Counselor Lilly,
Yes.
I mean, you know what I'm
Motion
saying?
carries
What's the
to,
consequence?
Treat this reading as an emergency, and the effect of which would make this, if passed, effective immediately in the city of Augusta.
Yeah, I'm happy
Discussion
that
on the main motion as amended.
5% passed.
Councilor Sinkowitz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to thank Counselor Austin and then Counselor Lind for the work that they did in bringing this
Of
forward.
course you do.
We've talked
Because
before about the
You're baking cookies
existing
right
ordinance
now
being
at home.
unclear,
I know you
difficult
are.
to enforce, and I think that this is an example of good governance and making this more applicable to the issues that we're having
Place
today.
always
So
smells
thank
better
you.
after she talks, you know.
Further discussion. Councilor Lind.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to thank Council Austin
Vanilla.
for calling me in. He'd been working on this for a while, and he asked me to take a look at it.
She probably dabs
We may share
vanilla
the first name may look
like
a little
this
bit
when
alike,
she goes
but,
out in public.
we do think quite differently, and we act quite differently. So although it's not obvious, there's a little diversity there. There is, and I think between the two of us, we put together a pretty good ordinance in a short time. So thank you, Council Austin, and thank you to the staff.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? I don't hear anything, so please vote. Roll call, please.
Counselor Austin,
Yes.
Counselor Judkins,
Yes.
Counselor Mishu,
Yes.
Counselor Lind,
Yes.
Counselor Gary Allen,
Yes.
Counselor Sinkowitz,
Yes.
Counselor Morris Polly,
Yes.
Counselor Lilly.
Yes.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
All right, thank you. We move next to new business orders and resolves, 26061, which is the series of 4 sets of minutes.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, second.
It's been moved by Councilor Lynn and seconded by Councilor Gary Allen.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilor Sinkowitz.
I move to amend the minutes of the meeting on April 30th. These minutes duplicate amendment number 1 for amendment number 2. I move to reflect the correct figures for amendment number 2.
Seconded.
Been moved by Councilor Sinkowitz and seconded by Councilor Lind. Discussion, do you want to elaborate, or are you all set?
I can elaborate a little bit. There were 2 amendments made at the meeting that had to do with the appropriation resolve, and the way that they were printed in the minutes reflected some inaccurate figures. There was a duplication of the amendments instead of the 2 separate ones. So this just moves to correct these minutes so that they are available correctly for history.
Thank you. Discussion on the motion to amend. There's nothing further. Ask for a vote on the motion to amend. Motion to amend only.
Counselor Austin.
Yes.
Counselor Judkins.
Yep.
Counselor Mishu.
Yes.
Counselor Lind.
Yes.
Counselor Gary Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Sinkowitz.
Yes.
Counselor Morris Polly.
Yes.
Counselor Lilly.
Counselor Sinkowitz.
Yes.
Poof.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
All right, well, I'll invite council discussion of 26061 as amended. Anything further? And then please vote. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Counselor Austin.
Yes.
Counselor Judkins.
Yes.
Counselor Mishu.
Yes.
Counselor Lind.
Yes.
Counselor Gary Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Sinkowitz.
Yes.
Counselor Morris Polly.
Yes.
Counselor Lilly.
Yes.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
Next up is 26062. This is the order that would approve a cannabis dispensary license for 269 Western Ave, Augusta, Maine.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
CHLLC. Moved by Councilor Lind
Second.
and seconded by Councilor Mishu. Discussion. There is none,
More
so please
marijuana
vote.
dispensaries.
Counselor Austin.
Marijuana for
Counselor
everyone.
Judkins.
Yes.
Counselor Mishu.
Yes.
Counselor Lind.
Yes.
Counselor Gary Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Sinkowitz.
Yes.
Counselor Morris Polly.
Yes.
Counselor Lilly.
Yes.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
Next is 26063, which is the appointment of Councilor Judkins and Development Services Director Nazar as representatives of the city to the KV-COG General Assembly.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Councilor Lind for passage.
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Gary Allen. Discussion? Please vote.
Counselor Austin.
Yes.
Counselor Judkins.
Just checked with council. Even though I'm involved with this, there's no need for me to recuse myself, so the vote would be yes.
Counselor Mishu.
Yes.
Counselor Lind.
Yes.
Counselor Gary Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Sinkowitz.
Yes.
Counselor Morris Polly.
Yes.
Counselor Lilly.
Yes.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
All right, 26064. This is the order that would award the prizes to Madison Estabrook and Nayla Parker for their Edwards Dam scholarships.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Councilor Lind,
Second.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
seconded by Councilor Jenkins. Discussion? Councilor Lind.
Master, thank you. Many of us grew up with the dam there. Some of us saw it taken down. I fished on both sides of it, and you know, you mentioned the fish migrating, the alewives by the millions are going up through there now, and they're awesome to watch. So you did a really great job. You kind of went through it very quickly and concisely. So thank you, and congratulations on the scholarship.
Anything further? Without further ado, please vote.
Counselor Austin.
Yes.
Counselor Judkins.
Yes.
Counselor Mishu.
Yes.
Counselor Lind.
Yes.
Counselor Gary Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Sinkowitz.
Yes.
Counselor Morris Polly.
Yes.
Counselor Lilly.
Yes.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
Top of the next page, 26065, the order to authorize the city manager to execute an agreement with Portland Design Co. for delivery of logo redesign and branding guidelines to be funded from TIF resources.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
Seconded.
Moved by Counselor Gary Allen, seconded by Counselor Lynn. I'm sorry.
Morris Polly.
I wasn't
It's the
watching.
two last names thing.
It's the two last names.
I stand corrected. Moved by Counselor Morris Polly. All right, discussion. Counselor Morris Polly.
Yes, thank you. As a council member on this committee, I am very happy to be working with a great subcommittee that we've put together. We've put a lot of work into it. We have been really, I think, entrusted with what we see as important work, both as kind of the first steps
today
in
she's
working
going
through
with
a new
the
economic footprint,
rose
as well as
theme.
making sure that Augusta comes into
She's
guidelines
got her
with
rose,
the ADA.
huh?
As most of you are aware, economic development has
Yeah,
been
she's always
a
color
focus point on the
coordinated,
council
looks
during
very
this
put
budget meeting,
together.
and this season. And so we hope that this is the start of a process
Chic,
that
dangly
flows
earrings.
into a larger opportunity,
Yes.
and that may help the situation that we're now in. So thank you very much for the opportunity to do this.
Nice pink pearlescent
Counselor
lip
Sinkowitz.
gloss
Thank you,
over
Mr.
there
Mayor.
going
I
on.
just wanted to thank Councilor Morris Polly and the committee and
Here comes the zebra,
Communications
or the
Director
unicorn
Haley
parts.
Gobbin for this work. It was really
Look at
well
that
put together
tattoo
from
on
start to
Courtney
finish, and I'm looking
Allen.
forward to the results.
God, that's some ugly ink,
discussion.
man. Just looks
Please.
so
Counselor
classless.
Austin.
Yes.
Counselor Judkins.
Yes.
Counselor Mishu.
Yes.
Counselor Lind.
Yes.
Counselor Gary Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Sinkowitz.
Yes.
Counselor Morris Polly.
Yes.
Counselor Lilly.
Yes.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
Next is 26066. This is the order authorizing for sale 3 different Ford SUVs from
Move for
the
passage, Mr.
Police
Mayor.
Department. Moved by Counselor Lynn for passage.
Second.
Seconded by Counselor Gary Allen. Discussion. Please vote.
Counselor Austin.
Yes.
Counselor Judkins.
Yes.
Counselor Mishu.
Yes.
Counselor Lind.
Yes.
Counselor Gary Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Sinkowitz.
Yes.
Counselor Morris
Poof.
Polly.
Yes.
Counselor
Smell
Lilly.
cookies. Yes.
Yes.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
26067 is the order to authorize listing for auction Police Department recovered firearms.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Counselor Lynn
Second, Mr. Mayor.
and seconded by Counselor Judkins. Discussion. Counselor Lynn.
If I could ask the city manager, where will these be auctioned?
It's actually a auctioneer site. Chief, do you have the name of the place? Somerset Auctions in Fairfield. Thank you.
Thank you.
A new place.
Is there any further discussion? All right. I hear none, so please vote.
Counselor Austin.
Yes.
Counselor Judkins.
Yes.
Counselor Mishu.
Yes.
Counselor Lind.
Yes.
Counselor Gary Allen.
You got
Yes.
quite the voice, doesn't
Counselor
he?
Sinkowitz.
Yes.
Counselor Morris Polly.
Yes.
Counselor Lilly.
Yes.
Yeah, she buys them in the
Carries 8
plastic
in favor, 0 opposed.
vacuum form cover.
All right, we've arrived at the portion of our
Yeah,
agenda
but she
called
knits, dude.
communications. First, I'll ask
Knits
for any
and
committee
the school
reports.
board, like with the knitting needles. Shit,
There
you
are
not,
none.
man,
Is there a city
crocheting or
manager's
something.
report?
Real quick, Your Honor, I've been asked by a Public Works Director to announce that on Saturday, May 16th, the bulky waste starts at that time at Hatch Hill Waste Facility. You can pre-register at Augusta Public Works by phone or information at our city website.
Very good. Are there any announcements? Counselor Mishu.
I want to echo what Counselor Lynn said. I kudos
Did he
to the
sneeze?
students that stayed here till the end
Counselor
of the meeting.
Michaud.
The adults went home. Good for you. I also want to take this time to wish every mother a very happy Mother's Day on Sunday. I hope that your families spoil you and make that day as good as possible. And on Saturday, there will be a large community yard sale being held at Angles on 810 Riverside Drive.
841.
841.
Is this the
That'll be from
announcement
9
portion
to
of our
2.
program? Apparently.
Thank you very much.
Additional announcements?
Oh, it is.
Judkins?
On May 16th there will be a sports auction for kids. The Capital Area Recreation Association, who takes care of all the sports fields over on the Piggery Road, the softball and baseball.
It looks
and,
like most of
lacrosse,
this
soccer,
work is done.
horseshoe pits over there, lots of stuff going
It's
on.
just commercials now.
It's a volunteer organization, it's a nonprofit organization, does not have much for
I encourage
revenue,
people to get
but it
involved
does
in this stuff,
really
man.
big
Take the burden
things
off
for
the
the
city.
kids of Augusta.
Taxpayers.
Really big things. This is one of the things that they do that's a major fundraiser for them. It's an auction. There's all kinds of stuff in there. And the big one this year is a camp, a week at a camp out on Sheepscott Lake. And the camp is absolutely gorgeous. But there's
Nice.
just so much other stuff in there. There's landscaping services and oil and art and sports memorabilia. And just the list goes on and
Sorry.
on and on and on. So you can attend online. You can also go to the Civic Center on May 16th at 5 p.m. Doors open, and bid away. Support Cara because it supports us. Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you. Additional announcements? Haley? Thank you. Counselor Lilly?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to say thank you to the city staff for helping me get connected remotely tonight as I was traveling. Also wanted to thank the mayor and the rest of the city council, and also to our clerk as we had to do our roll calls for voting tonight. I appreciate that and allowing me to participate in tonight's meeting. So thank you to everybody.
Well, thank you.
Making a point to join us, even if it's remotely. Appreciate your participation.
Mr. Lilly.
Kelly?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor.
He reminds
Just
you
so everybody
of
knows,
Tim, doesn't he?
absentee voting begins Monday, May 11th, and it will run through Thursday, June 4th, and that will be right at the city clerk's office. That will be for the state primary, the special candidate for the Board of Education at large, and the school budget. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
And all voting will be conducted at the Augusta Civic Center in June.
Yes, on June 9th, all voting will be at the Civic Center.
Thank you. Councilor Garyon?
What time does the clerk's office open on Monday?
Glad you asked. Monday, it'd be 7:15 to 5:30. We're open Monday through Thursday.
Thank you so much, Kelly.
Anything else by way of announcements? All right.
Nice.
There's nothing else. We stand adjourned.
Bye-bye, guys. There they go. They are out of here. So that was fun, right? That was fun. Yeah, I haven't been live streaming in a while. So that was interesting. They held at 5%. Glad to see that. But I got, this whole idea of children flooding these meetings and public comment, man, they're not taxpayers. And especially in a school board meeting, they need to have their own section of time so that they can't stack and drown out other voices from speaking. And it's a different problem. It's a different problem with the school board because if they want to get in a school-based health clinic because they want to, get more queer friends, seriously, recruit more queer friends, they just go and all the kids show up and they all talk and then they go, oh, well, I'm sorry, there's just no time. Hey. No, it's his phone. Stop. So they flood the whole thing, and that thing now here at the city council, why are you listening to them? With the exception of granted, okay, fine, you listen to them, but what they should have said was, we appreciate your input, but you're not taxpayers, and also your little brains are influenced by the teachers who are the ones that are paid, that are in direct control of manipulating your feelings and emotions and brains. So you think about that. That's a real incestuous thing going on there, and I use the term just as a pun, right? Not talking about actual incest like, other situations we got going on in Augusta. Apparently, I've been told by a local who's been in politics before that this whole incest thing is pretty common in Maine. to be booping the old brothers and sisters and banging the uglies. Yeah, I heard that's a thing. Right. So anyway, thanks, man. I'm sorry. Too wound up to go to sleep now. It's all my fault. Shit. Well, I really enjoyed having you here, Ron. It was your comments were great. I'm sorry I didn't put them up on the screen, but there wasn't anybody else that was commenting tonight. Just you. Yeah, a couple of us hanging out. But it's way more fun when we watch with others, and we'll see how things develop. I'm, depending on how much money I can raise, right? If you're seeing this now, seeing this later, we do all this on my dime, and my dime doesn't make the whole month. And this month was bad because we had car problems. So if I'm going to get to the school board meeting next Wednesday, and make it to these places to create hell on earth, in person, which is more fun than doing it here remotely. Send us a little gas money, but you know what? We don't broadcast either. We don't podcast without gas in the generator. So either way, eventually it runs out. So we want to keep doing this, and we want to keep holding these bastards' feet to the fire. So if you can help, please go to the link tree on the X channel. Other than that, I'm tired. You have a good night, Ron. Take care. Peace out. True Slinger. Ippy Chico Day. Good night. Wait, I gotta moo. I gotta cue the moo. I got a thing for that. Ooh, all right.